Hiking. My name is Dimitri Bailanis. I am an actor and the owner and operator of Best Casting South Africa. Hiking. Welcome on Gold. My name is Dimitri Bailanis and I'm an actor, a South African actor and the owner of Best Casting South Africa. I am a South African born Greek. My roots are Greek and I won't say where I was born. Well, I was born in South Africa. And I was born into, my father's born in Greece, from Greece. My mom is a South African born Greek, just as I am. And from humble backgrounds, we've grown as strong as a family and gone into a family business. And here I am today. No, my late grandfather started the business in 1971. And it's a catering equipment business called Olympic Catering Equipment. And he started that in 71. And thereafter, my mom and my father started here in Pretoria in 1979. Since then, my late father passed away 8 years ago, and my brother and I took over the business. And well, since then, we've been running the business together. I've been working with my father and my brother for 27 years. And I decided to go with my dream and my goal and to do what I love, which is acting and being on set. I love being on set. My greatest challenge, funny being, I am an extrovert. But my greatest challenge was integrating myself with people. You know, I'm always the loudest one in the room. I wouldn't say I'm obnoxious, but always the loudest one in the room. And at school, I was trying to integrate myself into different groups, and I don't think I fitted in many of the groups or many of the people that hung around. I've always seen myself as different. I'm an artist. I've always been an artist, and my dream as a child was to be on camera, be on adverts, be on TV. And my biggest challenge was trying to integrate with people. Because you get different groups of people that have got their own beliefs and their own, the way they think. And I was just different in the way I think. I think outside the box. In fact, I think there's no box. And that's why I am where I am today in terms of my acting and my casting agency. Look, at school I did a bit of drama. When I was 5 years old, I got a gold for Eisteddfod, where I was doing speeches at the Eisteddfod, which was quite a thing. And I've always been into the acting thing. I've always been an entertainer. I'm a mobile DJ. For 30 years, I've done over 269 weddings and over 800 functions, along with my brother. But he stopped it about 10 years ago. But I've still carried on. I don't have to, but I love doing it. I love entertaining people. I love inspiring people, of course. And about 8-9 years ago, I started my acting career. I'm a martial artist. I have a 6-dan black belt in kickboxing, and I'm a master in Muay Thai and martial arts in general. And I had a school. I was teaching students. And there was a drama teacher that said to me, Dimitri, why don't you try going to acting? I said, wow, I would love to. And I did my first advert. And it's just been snowballing since then. 4 years later, I was sitting on set as one of the main characters on the advert. And I saw there were no casting agents on set. You know, who looks after the people? The background artists. I do not like calling people background extras. People are background artists. And without a background artist, you don't have your scene. So they are just as important as your main actor. So I was sitting on set and to myself, you know what, I think I'm going to open a casting agency. And I called it Best Casting. And we're on set, myself or my team are always on set with our people. We're always on set with our extras. And we're there for the extra background artists. And we're always there for them as well as the production company. If I'm on set and there's another 2 or 3 companies that have their background artists on set, and they drop the ball, I'm there to pick up the ball. And I've been brought up by, obviously in business, taught by my uncle George and my father Apostolos. I've been taught business. And the Greeks, we are born with a cash register in our hands, so to speak. So we know about business. We get taught. I've been mentored by my father and my uncle George. And as a businessman, you always have to be hands-on in everything you do. The business cannot be there without the boss hands-on. Otherwise, you haven't got a business. So that's what's inspired me. I went on to a movie one time. It was called Veil Vasgoed. And when I got back after a month to the business, we manufacture our family business manufactures catering equipment, and we supply restaurants and spas and et cetera, et cetera. And I look at my brother, and my father had already passed away. And I look at my brother, I said, I don't want to see another standstill table of fish fry again. I'll go mad. I used to actually manufacture the stuff. I said to him, I'm an engineer by trade. And if I see another standing still table again, I'm going to go mad. I'm an actor, I'm an artist. So I was actually dying in the business. My soul was dying. And I went into what I loved. At the beginning, it was very financially challenging. But you know what? You never give up. You go and do what you love. Somebody said to me, I was 40, when I stopped the business, I was about 44, 43. When I left the business and went on my own. And people said to me, Dimitri, you're 43 years old and you're jumping off the cliff. You know, what if there's no net? If there's no net, I'll build one. And that's what I've done. I've never been happier in the whole of my life. And I have the relationship with my brother back. You know, for 27 years we were business partners. And there was no relationship, brotherly relationship. Now I will go to his house, we'll sit and have a braai, and we'll just chat like brothers. And that's been one of the biggest inspirations of my life, to be able to, or happiness, to get my brother back. And that's been a big thing for me. I must tell you, my father has been my biggest role model. I couldn't have asked for a better father. And my mom was an amazing person. And the two of them together made a good team. By teaching all 4 siblings, I have 2 older sisters and a younger brother. And being the middle one, I was the odd one out because always the naughty one, I'm the arty one. And my parents taught me the values, the ethics of life, the values, the morals, and always to push. Never take no for an answer. If you want something, you look at your goal and you go for it. Anything gets in your way, they say when water gets to a rock, does it stop? No, it flows around the rock. But Dimitri goes over the rock. That's the way I see life. You know, I must say, when I was a martial artist and I had my kickboxing and MMA school here in Pretoria, there was one young gentleman that walked past my gym. His name is Dimitri. And he walked past my gym with a rucksack, very poor guy, you know. I wouldn't say poor, but he was studying at the University of Pretoria. And he walked past, he says, excuse me, sir, what do you guys do here? So I said to him, we teach martial arts, you know, kickboxing, Muay Thai, as well as MMA. And he goes, I would love to do that, but I don't have the money. You know, I don't look at the money. I saw something in this young man, and I took him in. I said, you know what, I'm going to sponsor you. And he goes, thank you, I really appreciate that. So I sponsored the young man, and he trained with us for free. I would look after him, make sure he's always taken care of. My wife used to go and buy him groceries. I get a call from a guy called Graham from EFC one day, and Graham says to me, Dimitri, I need a featherweight, 65 kilograms, a young African gentleman that's got the heart of a warrior. The mud pops in my head straight away. And I thought to myself, you know what? This young man, he's got a future. He's got somewhere to go. And today, he's 12 times world champion in MMA. I've been a world champion in kickboxing. I was SA champion 4 times. And my biggest achievement wasn't me getting titles. It was helping somebody to move forward and get a title. It's not about me, it's about the person that I'm mentoring. And in Best Casting itself, I have many people on my books that look up to me and rely on me to take them where they need to go. You know, we're on an airship, and I'm the captain. And I need to guide people in the right direction. And that is my main purpose in life. And one day, if one of my actors become famous, that'll be one of my greatest achievements in my career, in what I do. Guys, this industry is very tough. We're all inspired to be an actor on TV. It is a long, tough road, but you must never, ever give up. It's so important that you have your goal, and it takes small steps to achieve that goal. It is so important we go for auditions, and you go for an audition and you say to yourself, oh, I didn't get it. You know, you didn't get a call from your agent. And you must never be sad or don't feel bad about it, because the rate of getting us jobs is out of every 10 or 15 auditions, you hit one. If you don't get that audition, you don't get that job, it means it was not meant for you. When I started as an actor and I did not get jobs, I think, I'm not good enough. What did I do wrong? You know, did I irritate the director? Did I do this? Did I not dress right? It's not about what you've done. It's about the part not being yours. That part belonged to somebody else. The universe gave them that part. So you must always persevere. No matter what gets in your way, you must have the mindset to say to yourself, I'm not taking no for an answer. I will not stop. I will persevere. I will carry on, make my goal and reach that goal. Whether it takes 2 years, 5 years, whether it takes 10 years. I'm an actor now for 10 years, officially next year in May. And it's taken me a long time to get where I am. I'm still not famous. You can't walk in the road and people say, oh, look, there's Dimitri. No. It takes a long time to establish that strong foundation. You must never be never let yourself get down or disencouraged by anybody else either. Because a lot of people will say to you, but there's no money in the industry. There's no money being an actor. It enriches your soul. And when you get where you need to be, you will see how fruitful it will be for you. So never give up, never stop. Always look at the bigger picture. My purpose in life, not many people find their purpose in life, but I have found my purpose in life. That's why I think I've reached my divine enlightenment, is to grow people, to help people, to inspire them, to help them grow. And that for me is one of the most important things in my life, to be able to bless other people with inspiration, to grow, and to reach and attain the goals they need to get. So that's your path. Walk your path. Every path leads you to success, but it takes step by step. If you take leaps, you're going to fall. But every time you fall, you must get up. But it's all step by step by step. You have to be patient. And always remember, you are your biggest enemy, but you're also your biggest ally. And that's what you have to always remember. Have confidence in yourself. Have vision. Have vision. And believe in yourself. That's a very big thing for me. I've always believed in myself. And I believe I'll go in my career where I need to go. And wherever the universe leads me to. People call me Mandla in the industry, from the craft department to unit, to the lighting, to everybody. They call me Mandla. But it was given to me by my actors, by my background artists. And I said, guys, I know it's Zulu, but what does Mandla mean? They said to me, Mandla means strength. It means strength. And they say that I give them strength because I like to inspire people. And it looks like I've given people strength to carry on, to be able to persevere. And I've taken a big honor. It's a big honor to me that my background artists have given me that name. I'm proud to carry that name in the industry. Whoever you ask in the industry, who's Mandla? It's the big fat Greek. It's Dimitri. That's Mandla. Yeah.
So,
the entertainment industry in the world has grown substantially in many, many years. I mean, from the early the 1900s. And the better technology is getting, the better our movies are getting, the more it's reaching more people and inspiring more people. And the one thing about this year, 2020, has been the COVID-19. Has been a big wake-up for all of us. And it's humbled many people. It's brought us all down to earth, showing that no one is special. No one can avoid this type of thing. And the industry as a whole has taken a knock. But I believe things will pick up and be double as busy as what it was. But worldwide, our industry is growing. It's still growing. We've beaten COVID in terms of getting back into productions, getting back into what we need to do, and growing the industry. I believe, as I said, background artists are there. Without a background artist, you don't have your scene, as I said. And from background artists, people grow to be actors. And there are people like me that are there to inspire. I'm not here just to make money from my casting agency, because obviously you need to feed your family, but also to grow and inspire and to help that person. 200 or 300 rand for being on set for 2 or 3 hours or 5 hours helps to feed some family for a week. And I see that as a big thing. Actors all over the world have taken a big knock with what's happened with COVID-19 in 2020, and we've all picked up, and we need to carry on and not stop. I'm a father of 3 children, a daughter and 2 sons. I'm very much for female empowerment. All the women in my family are dynamic. My mom, my late mother, was very dynamic. Everything she did, she excelled. My 2 sisters are very dynamic. My daughter is a prodigal. She is turning 25 and she's becoming a qualified chartered accountant. And I find that a big thing. You know, the thing is, what I don't like about the world is women and child abuse. There's gun running. There's all the bad stuff, man, robberies, murders, things like that. I wish I could do something to help eradicate all this. But you know what? Everybody does their part. If I can save 2 or 3 lives myself, and everyone can save 1 or 2 lives by preventing those bad things by happening. My daughter is a second-hand black belt. I've taught her how to take care of herself. She lives in Cape Town. I live in Pretoria. And I don't have to worry for 1 minute that she'll be in harm's way, because she's so focused and such a good martial artist and thinks in slow motion. If somebody attacks her, she knows what to do. I've also taught my wife, and my wife's also empowered in that way, knowing how to take care of herself. So the biggest thing for me is empowerment of women. And I believe a woman can do 10 times better than a man. The only difference between a man and a woman is our size, our strength. But a woman is mentally 10 times stronger than a man. And I believe they can go further than what we can. If you look at the world's economy, and a lot of the people at the top, you'll see all women are excelling. And if I may get political, you know, Joe Biden now is the President of the United States. I think Hillary Clinton would have made the best, besides Obama, would have made the best US president in the history. And unfortunately, she didn't make it. I mean, she lost to Trump 4 years ago. And again, female empowerment. I'm very much for that. And obviously, child abuse. You know, you hear the horror stories on TV, you see the horror stories on TV, you read it in the newspapers. Those are my two biggest hates of what's going on in the world. You know, famine, people starving. You know, we're getting to our warm beds every night, and our 4 concrete walls. When you go into the townships, you drive, I've been through the whole of Africa, and the things I've seen there have really affected me mentally, you know, in terms of what I've seen. And when I get back home, I think to myself, you know what, I'm so blessed to have what I have. And that's a big thing for me. My best attribute, I believe, is being strong-willed and having focus. And I like to reflect that onto people. I'm very driven. I am very, very driven. If I put my mind to something, I'll make sure I achieve it, no matter if it takes 1 year or 5 years. So I think my biggest strength is tenacity and focus, and I want to be able to rub off on people. There's one youngster in particular, his name is Pamelo Teane. This young man, I met him when he was a little bit younger than he is now. He's about 25. He was about 17, 18 years old. And from the day I met this youngster, he's been like a tail. He's become one of my children. You know, he comes into my house, eats my fridge, not the fridge, the contents of my fridge, as well as uses my internet and goes home. I said, what are you doing here? He goes, I'm hungry, Dad, and I'm leaving. So he's become like a son to me. And this young man has greatness in him. He has greatness in him. My wife calls me, she says to me that I'm addictive. If you spend time with me, you become like me. And I found it as a big compliment. Yes, I've got a very naughty character. You know, I like telling jokes. I like to see people smile. To see people smile enriches my soul. You know, if you make one person smile a day, you're making 365 people smile a year. You know, that's one of the things I believe very much in. So my power, my strength from within is that I like to empower people. And I've got the tenacity, I've got the push, I've got the go. And I want people to be just around me, to learn that from me, and let me reflect that on them. You know, you look in a mirror, whatever you see in the mirror is looking back at you. And I want to be that mirror. I want to reflect the positivity I have on people. Look, I went through a tough time this year with COVID-19. I caught corona. On the 12th of June, I was diagnosed positive for corona, and I went through a very tough time, but I survived it. Not because of my physical medicines, I survived it because I have a strong mind, and I didn't give up. That was a big challenge for me. You know what, I have my family around me, and since I caught COVID-19, and I beat it, not just because of medication or my strong will, because I had to go back to my children and to my wife. I knew that they were there waiting for me. And you know, the big boss upstairs, some people call him Allah, some people call him God, some people, the Greeks call him Theos. I'm Greek Orthodox, and we're Christians, and I must tell you, God gets you through everything. Everything, everything. That is, whatever spot you're in, whatever crisis you're in, you're between a rock and a hard place, you just pray, have faith, and you will get out of that without even knowing it. But what irritates me about people is they only pray when they want something. Please God, please God. But does anybody pray when to say thank you? And that's a big thing that I think of often. I pray every night for my family, for my friends, for people around me, for my actors. And everything I have today, it's not because of me, it's because of God. I believe strongly in that. And people have to get together and we have to pray and we have to take care of each other. And through God, we'll get our light. We'll see our light. And that's what it's all about. Personally, COVID was negative, but personally, I like to see the positive side of things. The ozone layer is being repaired. It's nature's way of creating a balance. Earth is becoming overcrowded. That's where we have poverty and famine, people starving, because our earth is overpopulated. So God did his thing and created a balance. The ozone layer is closing. You have the Kruger National Park. The animals are roaming freely in the roads. And COVID, the biggest thing COVID has done is brought people together, brought families together. In a normal household, in a normal environment, in a normal day, without COVID, we would walk past each other and forget. And say, oh, hi, bye, I'll see you later. Now in COVID, we were locked down with our families in the home. And we've got to spend quality time with them. Quality time with your wife, quality time with your children, and really learn who you all are. Because nowadays, well, before COVID, people just, wife and husband, rub shoulders on the patient and say goodbye, I love you. So for me, that was a big positive thing, that COVID brought people together. It also made us more conscious about ourselves, made us more conscious of our health. So those are the positive things. And I do regret, yes, we lost many people to COVID worldwide. But I believe it was collateral damage for things to get better. It was God's plan. To the viewers of Gold, what I do in my spare time, I'm not a big reader, but I listen to audiobooks because I travel a lot, I drive a lot, and I listen to inspirational books, people that will inspire you so I can inspire people. My hobbies are, I love watching TV. I work hard, but I relax hard, and that's a big thing. And my children are a big part of, they're my main focus, and my wife as well. So I spend all my spare time, my two children two of the three live in Cape Town. So I have my little 5-year-old boy, and him and I spend all our spare time together. I invest my time in bringing that young boy up to be successful and to be a man one day. So that's what I do in my spare time. That's how I empower myself. And also, of course, I like watching documentaries on TV. A lot of documentaries. People say to me, why is your general knowledge so good? My general knowledge is so good because I watch a lot of National Geographic and BBC and things like that, to be able to learn, to be able to hand over my knowledge to youngsters that need the advice. I have a lot of youngsters that come ask me for advice in their daily lives. Dimitri, I need this. What should I do? I've fallen pregnant. What should I do? I've lost my way. Can you help me? Things like that. So I learn to inspire. I know I have that power inside me, but you learn to. So that's how I empower myself, is by gaining and attaining knowledge.
Beautiful.
Like you said, people see success as having big mansions, big cars. I see success, personally, as having a beautiful family, having your health, having your happiness, and food on the table, a roof over your head. That's all we need in life. That I see as success. Because I look around me and I see people living, again, in kukus, tin shacks, having no food. The children are starving. I wouldn't say that's not a success, but being a successful person is also to be being able to inspire people around you. I use the word inspire a lot. It's a big word in my life. And to empower. So success to me is seeing my daughter that's becoming a chartered accountant. I feel successful because she's successful. When people in front of me, my actors, my former students, seeing them grow, having families, making successes of themselves. Success is in your career. It's a big thing. Main thing of success is going high up in your career, climbing that ladder and getting to where you need to be, as in goals and what you need to do. Success is not materials. Success is not a material thing. When we die one day, we go out like we came in, naked. But we take our soul that we've enriched. That's our success, is enriching your soul. Very important to me. I'm not shy to say I'm ADD. I'm adult ADD. So my siblings call me the butterfly. If I'm working on my computer and I see a butterfly coming past, I stop what I'm doing and I look at the butterfly, and you forget what you were doing. So my thing is when I'm alone working and to focus. Focus is my big thing, to focus on my work. So I listen to classical music, Baroque music when I'm working. There has to be noises in the background like a TV or music, and I'll be able to do my work and focus. I love talking. If there's somebody in my office with me, I will leave my work and just chat. I love talking. So I don't know if it's a quirk. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that I love talking. I could be on the show with you for 5 hours. I won't get tired. But my biggest thing is being ADD or ADHD. And to tell the gold viewers out there, if you've got a challenge like that, having attention deficit disorder, it's not a condition. It's something you have to work around, that you can work, and to achieve your goals again, to work past it, and understand how it works, and how you can concentrate to get over what you're going through in terms of the ADD and getting your work done. So let's say I go to a barbecue with some friends, and we're visiting, and I meet somebody new. You know, you always ask somebody, oh, what do you do? You know, what do you do for a living? What do you do? So a person says to me, hi, Dimitri, I'm so-and-so. So what do you do? I say to them, whatever it takes. That for me is that's very strong. Another thing I say is simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And one thing I believe very much, one of the quotes, most important quotes by which I live, is a product is only as good as the person behind it. You can supply a Ferrari, but if you've got bad backup service, what is that Ferrari? It's a chunk of metal. In best casting, I believe in giving my clients the best service, the best actors, the best of me. You know, quality, supplying quality, having a good backup on that. Very, very important. So a product is only as good as the person behind it. I believe very strongly in that. For gold, I wish you to grow every day with the grace of God, to get bigger and stronger, and to be able to send your message out to more people. And that's what your show is about. And we have the same morals and ethics, you and I, to be able to do that for people. The more you spread the word, your word, my word, the more we can empower people. So for gold, I wish all the best, all the greatness and everything that's to come to you. Viewers of gold, there are 4 things I would like you guys to always remember. These are my 4 rules. Is to set deadlines. If you have to work on a production. You have to be somewhere at a certain time. You have to learn your lines. Set deadlines for yourself. Say, you know what? 4 days before the shoot, I need to set this deadline that I'm ready. That is so important. Number 2, set goals. You always have to set your goals. If you get onto a road, on a sand road with your eyes closed, you're not going to see that goal. You have to have that vision. Set that goal and go to the goal step by step by step. Like I said earlier, it takes 100 small steps, 1,000 small steps to get closer and closer and closer to your goal. The other thing is never give up. Never give up your dream, never give up your inspirations. Look at people that have been where you are today. There's a Greek saying, if I may quote my father, is, there where you were, I was, and here where I am, you will be, you will come. So set your goals, aspire to your dreams, never give up. Never ever give up. No matter how tough the road is, there's always that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That is so important. The 4th thing is to establish a strong foundation. No buildings were ever built on weak foundations. Always make sure your foundation is strong before you build on it. Your foundation is your ethics, your morals, your goals, is all put into one. You're having a strong foundation. And that's what will build you into a bigger, stronger, more successful actor or actress. That is so important. The obvious answer as a director is Steven Spielberg. I've been watching his career since I was small, from Jaws up to whatever he's shooting today. I've been inspired by many actors in South Africa, directors and obviously producers in South Africa. There's a gentleman by the name of Justin Stradom. He was my neighbor in Kensington many years ago. And he said to me, I said, what do you do, guys? I'm an actor. I said to him, man, my dream is to be an actor one day. And 10 years later, I became an actor. And I still say to him, Justin, thank you so much for your inspiration. There's my godson, Jonathan Ziggy Hofmeyer, which is a director, a producer, and he's been a big inspiration and a big part of my life and my journey. He's younger than me. I'm his godfather, but I still look up to him, and he's guided me in my career. And when it comes to actors, I would like to meet one day Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've been watching for years, man, since I was a child. And these guys, when I act, I was thinking to myself, damn, what do these guys do? You know, I mean, what do I do when I meet them one day? Not if, when? Because I've met Adam Sandler, I've met Drew Barrymore, I've met Terry Crews. I was in the movie called Blended, which they shot in South Africa. And the director that directed that was Frank Coraci. A phenomenal, phenomenal director. And I caught his eye. Because I'm normally loud and obnoxious on set. I like to talk, I like to make people laugh. So he got into the radio and said, tell Dimitri to please be quiet, but in other words. But the biggest influence and inspiration in my life as an actor, and not in the industry though, he's not in the industry, is my late father. That man was and is my Superman. And he's put me where I am today, teaching me about business, about focus, about goals, to be strong. What you need in business to be a successful businessman is always be honest. You must always be honest. Always be true to yourself. Always be true to your product that you're selling. Know your product, know what you want to sell, and it's about supply and demand. To have your client walk into your business and see what they need, give them advice of what they want, and give them the correct product. Never oversell, never undersell. Do the right thing. In business, do the right thing. Have your morals again and your ethics, like I said a million times today, is have everything in order, everything in line. You must have that strength, you must have that focus as well, and always do the right thing. In my casting agency, I see my background artists as products. Now, if a person wants to join my agency, I said, send me the correct pictures, and so forth, so forth. And some people will send me selfies. So I phone them, I say, guys, all right, she sent me a selfie. Do you think I can get you jobs like this? If you walk into a supermarket and you see milk that's gone green, are you going to buy it? No. You're going to buy the milk that looks nice and white and fresh. That's what I need from your picture. You are one of my products. I own a spa, let's say, and you guys are my products, and you'll be packed on the shelf, and our client will go and select which products they want. So as actors, you guys have to look your best, be your best, to be able to sell yourself. So every actor is a product. We have to sell ourselves. And in business, always look at the supply and demand, what your client requires, what your client needs. Being a casting agent, I've actually recently become a casting coordinator, as well as a street casting director. So if somebody wants ballet dancers with purple dresses and pink spots, I'll find them. You know, so I've become a street casting director as well. And it's about my clients, what they want. Again, the supply and demand. It's as easy as that, is giving the client the product they want. Not the product you think they want, the product they want. And as a casting agent, I do that for my clients. I actually cast direct myself. Say, Dimitri, fine, you need people in a congregation in a church. What type of demographic do you need there? What type of people will you put in there? All right, Dimitri, you're in a nightclub now, and your production has asked you to give you people that fit into a nightclub. Am I going to take a 65 or 70-year-old man or woman and put them in a nightclub? No. It's a funky scene. Put funky people in there. So in business, you have to supply what your client wants. And unfortunately, I always think on behalf of my clients, seeing what I need to give them. So business is about tenacity, looking forward, being honest, being true to yourself and true to your product, and having faith in your product. To be able to sell, you need to have faith in that product. Would I use that product myself? Generally, I'm not talking about the casting industry, the movie industry, but look at that hairdryer. Okay, I wouldn't use a hairdryer because evidently I don't need a hairdryer. But I look at this hairdryer, and I'm selling hairdryers, I'm selling calculators. Would I use it myself? If I believe in my product, I can sell it. That's very important. So projects I have and my long-term goals is step one. My goal, my 2-year goal, is to be able to have a premises for my casting agency. To be able to give people jobs. At the moment, I'm working myself out of my office at my house, and I have 3 employees, which will come in on a part-time basis. I want to be able to have an office where I have permanent employees. That's one goal, or one part of my project, or where I want to go. My 5-year plan is to triple quadruple those employees that are under the office and build a martial arts school next to it, to be able to inspire people on one side physically and mentally the other side. And empowering my actors, I also do fight choreography, being a kickboxer, a former kickboxer. And take my actors once a month and say, guys, we're going to do a program for you. Now, that's my 5-year plan, because I want to be ready for it. You must never do something if you're not ready. You must always plan. Is to be able to teach them how to do fight scenes on TV. You'll get fight in the ring, fight in the street, and fight on TV. How to cheat the camera angles to see if they're right. So to do audition 101, to do fight choreography, as well as do improv. So to better and empower my people, to be able to grow my business, the bigger business the bigger my business grows, the bigger they grow. My 10-year plan is to have one of the biggest production companies in South Africa. And that way, I'll be able to not only inspire the 600 or 800 people in my books, to inspire thousands of people. I want to inspire and grow thousands of people. I don't only want to have one Dimitri Penner that became 12 times world champion. I want to have 100 Dimitri Penners that have been under my leadership and my guidance to be able to grow to be where they need to be. My actors, my youngster, Pamela Taani, there's Slindile Masondo, there's Andrew Manzini, my beginner actors, the guys that started with me at the beginning. I want people to grow. I want to take people with me where I'm going. If you look at Adam Sandler, he has all his actors, all his friends that started acting with him. They've all grown with him. I want people to grow with Best Casting, to grow with Dimitri. So my 10-year plan is to be 100 times bigger than I am now as Best Casting. And I want at least 5 or 6 branches worldwide that will franchise and to be able to empower other people on other continents. So that's my vision. That's my projects, you would say, the steps I want to go. And I never want to retire. I want to work to the last day, just like my father did. My father worked until the last day. He passed away the next morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. But he worked to the very last day. He retired, but he didn't really retire. He would still come to the business every day, you know? But he worked until the very last day. And that's what I want to do. And again, so important to be there for your people, to help them grow, to inspire them. That's my 10-year goal. My 20-year goal is to still be in the industry, but sit back and watch my children run the business. My young son, Raphael. My oldest son, Apostolos. My other son, Pamelo. My daughter, Slindile. My other young son, Andrew Manzini. Blondie Masondo. All these people, I want to empower them so they can empower people. If I empower one person, and each of those people inspire and empower other people, in 10 years' time, you look at thousands of people that have been inspired and empowered. That is my tier of where I want to go, my 4 different levels where I need to go to get there where I need to be, and to get everybody else. It's not where I'm going to be, it's where I want my people to be at the end of the day. I describe Dimitri Bailanis. I'm a very happy person. My soul is happy. I've seen people grow. People call me a 2-meter tall giant teddy bear. I look intimidating, but I'm not. So I look at myself as being an inspiring person. I see myself being as a powerful person, not physically, but mentally. I'm a father, I'm a husband, a proud father, and a proud husband. And I'm proud to be there for everybody that needs me. Pick up the phone, and you need something, I'm there. So I'm a people's person. I'm a family man. It's hard to describe myself, but it's how I feel as a person who I am. I feel like Dimitri is a man that can inspire, that can empower people, that will see his children walk up the aisle one day and be successful as well. That's how I see Dimitri. Or Manda. You know, I've been through 2 marriages. I'm on my 3rd marriage. And to show you about tenacity and about love, none of my divorces were a bad thing. They were just circumstantial in terms of not balancing with that person. But every step and every divorce and marriage I got into in my life reached me to my ultimate happiness, is to my present wife, Renee. And those little souls chose which way they wanted to come into the world. I wish when I was younger, in my 18, 19, 20 years old, I made good money as a salesman at the company, but I squandered my money. I bought fast cars, women. I didn't buy women. Fast cars, I had women. We'd go to nightclubs and just spend it like it was water. I wish I had bought properties. I wished I had focused more. I wish, I'm 47 years old now. I wish I went with this mindset back to when I was 20. And I won't say things would have been different because I would still be the man I am today. But I regret not taking care of the young Dimitri. So the old Dimitri would sit next to the young Dimitri and say to him, don't do this when you're younger, don't do that, because you're going to regret it when you're older. And that's what I tell my youngsters. That's my biggest regret, is my biggest regret is wasting money on expensive stuff when you don't need it. You don't need all these expensive things. Cars and gold and jewelry and not sleeping for a week because you're jolting from club to club, you know. And that's my only regret. Otherwise, I would never change my life. I'm happy where I am today. The youth of today need to look at the older people, us that have gone through life, that have experienced the ups and the downs, and learn from our mistakes and turn those negatives into their positives. So, my son, he's 17 now, my older son. I'll sit with him and say, Apostoli, when I was 17, I did this, I was stupid about doing this, stupid about doing that. Do this, do that, do that. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money, study hard at school. You know, think like a 40-year-old, not like a 17-year-old. The youngsters out there, they're trying drugs. They're trying the wrong things. Brother, go on the straight path. Go on the straight path. That's what I say to the youngsters. And what they've got nowadays, is the platform. That platform, the opportunities. The whole world is ahead of them. The sky's the limit. The sky's no limit. You go through the sky. And that's what the youngsters of today have. They've got bigger opportunities, they've got more opportunities, and they must just take the bull by the horns and go for it. There's nothing keeping them behind. The only thing keeping the youngsters behind is their mind, is them. Remember I said your only biggest enemy is yourself. So be your best ally and pick yourself up and go. The whole world is at their feet. It depends which path they want to go. Very important. Being today on gold, I've learned by speaking to King, the values of what the channel has to offer is to inspire people, to let people look forward to the futures. I want to say to my family, to my siblings, to my wife, my children, that you guys are my world and I wouldn't change you for anything. My artists, my adopted children, Pamela, Slee, Blondie, Andrew, all of you, Geratilwe, we've got Ayanda, I've got hundreds of you. Sorry if I don't mention your name. Guys, you have been my inspiration, and I want to tell you that I'm so proud of where you were, where you are now, and where you're going into the future. All my background artists, Best Casting South Africa wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't not for you. You make my business. Dimitri's there to steer the bus. You guys are the wheels and the engine that guide that bus, that make the bus run, that make the machine move. And I'm inspired by everybody around me. If it was not for my siblings, I don't think we would have got through this COVID-19 as we have gone through, and my family, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, because of you guys that I'm sitting here today, supporting me through what I went through this year with COVID-19. And I'm sure that hundreds and thousands of people have gone through that as well. But I found it an honor to be on Gold, to share my experiences, share my inspirations, share my goals, and to be able to empower. I hope all the viewers that are watching today, I hope my words have moved you. I hope my words have inspired you to look into the future and make a success of yourself. And one day saying, let me contact the fat Greek and let me tell him that show turned my life around. That's what I want. Thank you.
Beautiful.
My name is Dimitri Bailanis, and you're watching Gold. My name is Dimitri Bailanis. I'm an actor and a casting agent, and you're watching Gold with King Nee. I'm Dimitri Bailanis. I'm an actor and a casting agent, and catch me on Gold this week. Go for Gold.